Have you ever watched yourself hold back? Hold back your opinion, hold back your needs, hold back the fullness of who you really are. And then later, in the quiet of your own mind, you wondered, why do I keep doing this? Why do I shrink when I deserve to stand? Here is something I want you to know. That's shrinking. It is not who you are. It is something you learned. Somewhere along the way, you were taught to make yourself smaller, to take less space, to question your own worth. But confidence, true, deep, unshakable confidence, that can be learned too. And today, I am going to show you exactly how. Because there are 11 things that confident, strong women do differently. Not complicated things, not things reserved for special people. Simple shifts that anyone can make, including you, especially you. Now, before we dive into what those things are, I want us to stop and ask a deeper question first. Why does this even matter? Why should you care about what a confident, strong woman does differently? Here is why. Because confidence is not about looking good at parties or impressing strangers. It is about something far more important. It is about how you experience your own life. It is about whether you feel at home in your own skin. It is about whether you live according to your own values, or whether you spend your days bending and twisting yourself into shapes that other people want you to be. And for women especially, this matters deeply. Because the world has a lot of opinions about who you should be, how you should look, how you should speak, how you should age, how you should love, how you should mother, how you should work. And if you are not rooted in your own quiet confidence, you will spend your entire life chasing approval that never quite fills you. You will say yes when you mean no. You will shrink when you should stand. You will abandon yourself to keep the peace with people who are not even at peace with themselves. But a confident woman, she lives differently. She does not need everyone to like her. She does not need the room to agree with her. She does not need permission to take up space in her own life. And the beautiful thing is, this kind of confidence does not come from arrogance. It does not come from being rude or cold or untouchable. It comes from a deep, quiet knowing. A knowing that she is enough. A knowing that her worth is not up for debate. That is the kind of confidence I want to explore with you today. Not the loud kind, not the aggressive kind, but the grounded, soft, unshakable kind. The kind that makes other women think, I want what she has, because you can have it too. You already have the seeds of it inside you. We just need to water them. So today, I am going to walk you through 11 things that confident, strong women do differently. These are not complicated formulas. They are not about pretending to be someone you are not. They are about returning to who you already are underneath all the noise. By the end of this video, you will understand not just what confident women do, but why they do it. You will see yourself in some of these habits. You will recognize places where you are already strong and places where you can grow. And most importantly, you will walk away with practical shifts you can start making today, not next year. Not when you have more money or more time or more energy. Today. Right where you are. So if that sounds like something your soul is ready for, stay with me. Take a deep breath and let us begin. The first thing a confident, strong woman does differently is this: she leads with stillness, not reaction. Now, what do I mean by that? Think about the last time something upset you. Maybe someone said something hurtful. Maybe something unexpected happened at work. Maybe someone disrespected you in a small but noticeable way. What did you do? If you are like most people, you reacted. You said something you later regretted. You got defensive. You let your emotions drive the car while your wisdom sat in the back seat with no seatbelt. We have all been there. I have been there. It is human. But here is what a confident woman does differently. She pauses. She breathes. She lets the moment settle before she responds. And this changes everything. Why? Because when you react, you give away your power. You let the other person or the situation control your emotional state. You become a puppet, and the world pulls your strings. But when you respond from stillness, you stay in control. You get to choose what kind of energy you bring. You get to decide whether this moment deserves your peace. Let me give you an example. Imagine a woman named Grace. She is 40, 2 years old, a mother of 2, and a manager at a company. One day, a colleague makes a snide comment about her in front of the team. It is subtle, but it is disrespectful. Everyone hears it. Now, an insecure woman might lash out. She might get defensive. She might start an argument right there in the meeting. Or she might stay silent but stew in anger for the rest of the day. But Grace does something different. She takes a slow breath. She looks at the colleague calmly. And then, with complete composure, she says, "That is an interesting comment. Let us stay focused on the topic at hand." That is it. No drama, no escalation. No giving her power away. But everyone in that room notices. They notice her grace under pressure. They notice that she did not let the comment rattle her. And the colleague feels the quiet weight of her composure far more than they would have felt a shouted response. That is soft strength. That is quiet power. So how can you practice this? First, build a habit of pausing before you speak in charged moments. Count to 3 in your mind. Let the first wave of emotion pass. Second, remind yourself that not every battle is worth fighting. A confident woman picks her battles wisely. She knows that some comments are best left to die in silence. Third, practice deep breathing when you feel triggered. Slow, deep breaths signal to your nervous system that you are safe. This helps you access your calm, wise self instead of your reactive, defensive self. You do not have to respond to every provocation. You do not have to prove yourself in every moment. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength that has learned to be patient. The second thing a confident, strong woman does differently is that she protects her peace like it is the most precious resource in her life. Because it is. Let me ask you something. How much of your energy do you give away to things that do not deserve it? Think about it. The gossip at work. The drama on social media. The family member who always criticizes you. The friend who only calls when she needs something. The news cycle that fills you with fear and anger every day. How much of your peace do you sacrifice to these things? A lot of women I talk to are exhausted. And when we look closely, it is not because their lives are so demanding. It is because they are giving their energy to everything and everyone except themselves. A confident woman does it differently. She understands that her peace is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is the foundation of her health, her happiness, her clarity, and her ability to love well. And so she guards it, not in a selfish way, not in a way that hurts others, but in a way that honors herself. Let me tell you about a woman I will call Miriam. Miriam is 50 years old. She spent most of her life being the strong one in her family, the one everyone called when they had problems, the one who dropped everything to help, the one who absorbed everyone else's stress. And one day, she realized she was depleted, empty. She had nothing left for herself. Her health was suffering. Her joy was gone. She had given so much that she had forgotten who she even was. So she made a decision. She started protecting her peace. She stopped answering every call immediately. She told her adult children that she loved them, but could not solve every problem for them. She unfollowed accounts on social media that made her feel anxious or inadequate. She stopped watching the news for hours every day. And slowly, she started to come back to herself. She had more energy, more clarity, more patience, more joy. Her family noticed too. They noticed that she was happier, calmer, more present when she was with them. By protecting her peace, she became a better mother, a better friend, and a better version of herself. Now, How can you do this in your own life? First, do an energy audit. Look at where your energy goes every day. What drains you? What fills you? Be honest. Second, start saying no to the drains. This might feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel guilty. But remember, every time you say yes to something that drains you, you are saying no to something that fills you. Third, create what I call peace pockets in your day. These are small moments of stillness. A cup of tea in the morning before the chaos begins. A short walk at lunch. 10 minutes of reading before bed. These small pockets add up. Your peace is not selfish. Your peace is sacred. And you are allowed to protect it. The third thing a confident, strong woman does differently is that she chooses herself without guilt. Now, this is a hard one for many women. Especially women who have spent their whole lives putting others first. Maybe you were taught that good women sacrifice. That good mothers give everything to their children. That good wives put their husbands' needs before their own. That good daughters take care of aging parents without complaint. And yes, there is beauty in service. There is nobility in caring for others. But here is the problem. If you never choose yourself, you disappear. You become a ghost in your own life. You become so focused on everyone else's needs that you forget you have needs too. You forget you have dreams too. You forget you have a right to joy too. A confident woman understands something important. She understands that choosing herself is not the opposite of loving others. In fact, it is the foundation of loving others well. Think about it. When you are depleted, resentful, exhausted, how do you show up for the people you love? Not very well, right? But when you are rested, fulfilled, nourished, you have so much more to give. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it is wise. Let me tell you about a woman I will call Amara. Amara is 38 years old. She has a demanding job, 2 young children, and a husband who travels often for work. For years, she put herself last. She was the last to eat, the last to sleep, the last to rest. One day, her doctor told her that her stress levels were dangerously high. Her body was sending warning signals. She was heading toward burnout. And so Amara made a choice. She chose herself. She started waking up 30 minutes earlier to have quiet time before her children woke. She started exercising 3 times a week, even if it meant her house was not perfectly clean. She started asking for help instead of doing everything alone. At first, she felt guilty. She felt like she was being selfish. She felt like a bad mother, a bad wife, a bad employee. But slowly, she noticed something. She was happier. She was more patient with her children. She was more present with her husband. She was more effective at work. By choosing herself, she became better at everything else too. So how can you start choosing yourself? First, identify one thing you have been neglecting about yourself. Maybe it is your health. Maybe it is a hobby you love. Maybe it is rest. Maybe it is time with friends who fill you up. Just one thing. Second, schedule it like it is as important as any other appointment. Because it is. Put it in your calendar. Protect that time. Third, when the guilt comes, and it will, remind yourself of this truth: I cannot pour from an empty cup. I am not abandoning others by filling myself first. I am preparing myself to love them better. You are allowed to choose yourself. You are not only allowed, you are required to. Because no one else is going to do it for you. The fourth thing a confident, strong woman does differently is the way she speaks. She speaks with intentional softness and strength. Now, what does that mean? It means she does not yell to be heard. She does not use harsh words to make a point. She does not tear others down to lift herself up. But she also does not shrink. She does not apologize for having an opinion. She does not make herself small to make others comfortable. She has found the balance. The place where softness and strength live together. You see, many women believe they have to choose. They think they can either be soft and be walked over, or be strong and be seen as aggressive. But that is a false choice. The most powerful women I know are both soft and strong at the same time. They can deliver hard truths with kindness. They can set boundaries without cruelty. They can disagree without being disagreeable. Their words carry weight because they choose them carefully. Let me give you an example. Imagine two women having the same difficult conversation. Let us say they are both talking to a friend who has been taking advantage of them. The first woman explodes. She says, "You are so selfish! You only call me when you need something. I am done with you." The second woman takes a breath. She says, "I care about our friendship, and I need to be honest with you. I have noticed that our conversations mostly happen when you need help. I would love to feel like you are interested in my life too. Can we work on that together?" Both women are addressing the same problem. But the second woman will likely get better results. She's being strong, but she is also being kind. She's being honest, but she is not being hurtful. That is the power of intentional speech. So how can you develop this? First, before you speak in important moments, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this true? Is this necessary? Is this kind? If you can answer yes to all 3, speak. If not, reconsider. Second, slow down your speech when emotions are high. Speaking slowly gives you time to choose better words. It also signals to others that you are calm and in control.